busy Saturday night in Bloomington as the Jaguars take on the Chanhassen Storm alongside our BEC-TV crew and alongside Alex Redding, Josh Powers with you. Our last of 4 broadcasts today, looking for a Jefferson win here tonight. The other 3 have been Jaguar losses. The boys lost in the JV here and the girls lost both varsity and JV against Warroad. Beautiful, historic Bloomington Ice Garden here in central Minnesota. Glad you're with us on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. A rematch of a game played earlier this year back on January 26th that Jefferson saw themselves fall behind 2-0 after 1, but then came back, scored the next 5 goals and won 5-2. Alex, should be an entertaining one. Last time these two teams met, they combined for 73 shots, and could be some offense in this one.
Yeah, well, the goaltenders, they're hoping that script is much different tonight. And let me tell you about these two teams in the goaltending and what we've witnessed so far from the JV game. They've got depth at that position, and they are ready to rock and roll tonight. They're definitely very well tested. And by the way, Chanhassen looking to get their first win tonight against the Jefferson Jaguars since 2016. By the way, a little factoid for you. Chanhassen beat Jefferson on the 28th of January in 2016 with a third period goal scored by Harrison Bosch. Had 2 goals in that game. That was the last Chanhassen win against the Jags, but since the Columbia Blue and White has owned the hockey rink, can Chanhassen find a win and get the sweep tonight here at the Bloomington Ice Garden? Josh, what do you think about that?
Well, it's going to be an entertaining one, I believe. Jefferson at 3-5, Chanhassen at 2-6. I know you wanted to run through a graphic really quick, Alex. What do you got?
So I'm going to go ahead and run through the players to watch for tonight's game really quick. For Jefferson, it's Benny Getters. He leads the team in assists with 11, by the way. And with his 11 assists, he's just out of the top 50 in state with assists. So look for him to dish out some damage when he has the puck. Offensively, also Brady Burton, very physical player, leads the team in penalty minutes at 16. And then we look to the Chanhassen Storm, Gavin Uhlenkamp, only a freshman. They got a lot of youth back there. Very good-looking team development-wise. Leads the team in his assist column at 5. And then we also have Jake Reich, number 25, the goaltender, also a freshman, leads the team. Not a goalie. Or is it? Sorry, a little bit confused on my notes. I thought I had everything well prepped, but well, we'll just throw Jake's name in there. Very key player for the Chanhassen Storm, as well as all of those players down there in navy blue and gold, looking to get their first win since 2016. Definitely, there is quite a lot on the line in this rematch, but you got to have that. It's just another game mentality.
There's Brady Burton. You mentioned him as a player to watch. He scored twice against Chanhassen in the earlier 5-2 Jefferson win. Time now to send it down to ice level for Joe Mewisen for the starting lineups and our national anthem.
All right, let's meet the starting lineups for tonight's contest. We'll begin with the Storm of Chanhassen High School. Starting in goal, number 1, Will Anderson. On defense, number 4, Colquitt Baker. And number 18, Matthias Bosch. The wings, number 6, Tyler Hansen. And number 16, Camden Martin. Starting at center, it's number 40, Landon Oldenkamp. The head coach is Jesse Willis. The assistant coaches are Dan Haney, Sam Sather, and Steve Delich. Now let's meet the home team, Jefferson Jaguars. Starting in goal, it's number 35, Ryan Seitz. On defense, we have number 2, Sam Lahl. And number 7, Kyle Davis. The wings, number 4, Aiden Rathsabandith. And number 8, Blake Wandmacher. Starting at center, it's number 3, Aaron Daniels. The head coach is Mike Terwilliger. The assistants are Bill Sawyer, Matt Elson, and Michael Friedman. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time to honor the United States of America with the playing of our national anthem. Please direct your attention east end of the stadium arena.
Glad you're with us on this Saturday night. Frigid outside, a little bit warmer inside. Jefferson and Chanhassen for the second time this year. Jefferson winning the earlier matchup 5-2, but they were outshot 41-32. You mentioned the youth of Chanhassen, Alex. Their top 8 scorers on this team, all of them are either freshmen or sophomores. They're taking a little bit of lumps this year with just 2 wins, but this is a young and talented group.
Most certainly, and there's definitely a lot to learn with that, especially with defense. And, you know, it's always a tough thing to have to go out there and do, especially against a very offensively opportunistic team such as Jefferson that is able to move the puck around very well. And so we will see how this young squad of Storm versed in this game against Jefferson's very talented lines. And
they do have a senior back there between the pipes. Will Anderson, number 1, getting the start. Today on the other side for Jefferson, Ryan Seitz, also a senior. Jefferson in the home white Columbia blue trim. The Storm in the road black with the gold and white trim. We're underway from the Ice Garden. It's Jefferson starting its third line forwards tonight. Here's Chanhassen up ahead, long distance shot. Seitz gets his first save out of the way with a little bit of leather work. How about some keys to the game here, Alex?
most certainly, Josh, coming right up. So the first key to the game tonight, ladies and gentlemen, it is preventing the forecheck, and this, of course, is true for both teams. Jefferson did a very good job of forechecking Chanhassen in the JV game. We'll see if that holds true in the varsity match. Also, taking away those circles, it's a prime scoring spot for Jefferson. They can get really dirty with those wristers. They can put them in from all kinds of angles, as we've seen early on in this year, and since then, Jefferson's been doing quite nicely. Also, line changes. Jefferson, a little bit iffy. Ooh, look at that great save. Line changes, very important to make sure you don't get caught off guard against this really young and fast Chanhassen team for Jefferson. And if you're Chanhassen, got to make sure you do it right, or else these seniors will make you pay. That experience back there for Jefferson really can do something when it gets in a good position, of course, especially from the slot, too, as we're going to get a stoppage of play.
Yeah, Benny Getter's guilty of a hooking call there as Chanhassen had a nice shift. Joey Parker was out front, denied by Seitz. Parker, one of the trio of youngsters, he's only a sophomore, leads the team in points with 6, and the Storm are going to get an early power play chance. Chanhassen this year on the man advantage, 19.2%. Penalty kill has been a struggle for Jefferson, just 56.5%. So need to get off to a good start here as the puck trickles to center to start the Chanhassen Storm power play. Tipped into the zone by Tyler Hansen, chasing after Kyle Davis for Jefferson. Sean Summerness tried to clear but could not. Back to the point. Joe Jarebi sends it to the far circle with a wrist shot. They score! Ben Curtis firing away from distance, and it finds the back of the net in an early one for Chanhassen.
Well, it plays right into one of our keys to the game, doesn't it, Josh? Taking away the circle. And we knew that Jefferson was going to have some great opportunities, but Chanhassen says, all right, you want to play that game, we can do that too. That's exactly what they did there.
So for the second time this year against Jefferson, Chanhassen out to a lead. Remember, they led Jefferson 2-0 after the end of the first period out in Chanhassen earlier this year. Then Jefferson scored the last 5 goals of the game. Hansen is able to record his 3rd goal of the year, that one on the power play. So Jefferson needing to play from behind in this one. It's Kyle Davis trying to clear the zone. Able to clear the zone, Logan Bonney. Played there by Jarebi. He's one of the more experienced Storm players on the team, and he's only a junior. Number 5 in black. Here's Jarebi back behind his own net. Good first 2 minutes if you're a Storm fan. Icing here, though. There's a little miscommunication with him and Alex Lunsky, another freshman, number 9. There are a ton of freshmen and sophomores on this team. Another look at that goal, Alex, on the power play from Hansen.
As we get another look at this one, watch, he kind of hangs back in there by the blue line and gets in space. If you're Jefferson, I know the defense is trying to play for the shot block, but somebody has got to go right at him, get right in his face.
Correction, that was, of course, Hansen in front with the screen. Apologies there, Ben Curtis, that's his first of the year. So Curtis first of the year, Hansen clearly a factor on that play with that screen out front. 3 shots on goal already for the visitors. That's that 3 number between the Chanhassen initials and their 1 goal so far. See, Jefferson has yet to record a shot on goal. If you're watching the mnhockey.tv feed, head on over to BEC-TV.org for our feed. You'll be able to see our live video scoreboard along with our replays and multiple camera angles as you take a look at Ryan Seitz. His numbers this year, 3-3 record, 4.17 goals against, and a save percentage of 89.4%. And they will redo the face-off. Brett Herbert, all he did against Kennedy was score a hat trick. Nick Hatton now. Bumped off the puck, recaptures, fired, but it was blocked. Taken there by Burton, who scored twice against Chanhassen in the earlier meeting. And a good shift here for the Jaguar top line. That forward trio, Alex, of Benny Getters, Brett Herbert, and Brady Burton, a formidable trio in the Metro West this year.
We talk about Brady Burton, 12 points on the year. Also Benny Getters as well, double digits in points. Herbert is, you talk about well-balanced offensive playing. I mean, these 3 guys for Jefferson, those guys at the top, they can definitely bring it. Very well balanced, not just with the scoring, but with the assists as well, as that one is going to be in the glove for the save.
It's Will Anderson making his 7th start this year. He's 1-5 so far this year. His save percentage 87.7, goals against 4.83. Top line stays out there for Jefferson as Herbert will track this one down in the corner. We have a whistle away from the play and an interference call on Jefferson. Power play number 2 coming up for Chanhassen. And it's Getters for the second time.
Wow.
To the box. His first 2 assessed penalties of the year, Alex. He has literally not stepped foot into a penalty box before tonight, and now it's happened twice in the first 3 minutes and 6 seconds.
Well, looks like to me it must be his lucky day. No, just kidding.
The Storm already 1-for-1 on the man advantage. Another chance. Colquitt Baker sends it over to Joey Parker. Back to Parker, wrister, they score!
Again! From the circle, it happened again. The defense left him in space. Somebody has got to put pressure on the shooter in the circle. You have to have, I mean, you have 2 guys there. As we get another look at this play, but I mean, credit Chanhassen too. They're able to find a shooter just to kind of slide into there and get in space and score.
May have been deflected in front by Jake Risch. We'll see who they give the goal to. Either Parker on the shot or Risch on the deflection. Either way, Chanhassen up by 2. in the blink of an eye.
And both goals coming from the circle as well. And I talked about in the keys to the game how Jefferson can be dangerous. They still are from the circle, but Chanhassen showing every bit of that so far with the 2 goals they've scored here in the first period.
They do credit the goal to Parker, so the 3rd of the year for Joey Parker. And what a start for Chanhassen. Jefferson trying to counter. Kyle Davis in front. He was tied up. Chanhassen did lead Jefferson earlier in the other game between the two, 2-0, but that second goal wasn't until almost 14 minutes had gone by.
That's a great intercept of the pass.
Jefferson working defensively out front. Kyle Davis able to tie up Alex Lunsky. Burton heading back the other way. Couldn't quite latch on. Gavin Eulenkamp does, number 14, another dynamic freshman for them. You mentioned him in the pregame. Also with 6 points coming into play tonight, which is tied for the team lead. Davis finds Aaron Daniels. Jefferson breaks it to center, but Getters was at the end of his shift, so he lets that one sail through neutral. Hayden Lee played it up ahead. Able to latch on. Billy McNeely, another freshman for Chanhassen, dumps it in. Here's a play out front, good disruption there. That's Pierce Tomka. Here's a shot from the circle. The rebound off the post. As the net came loose at the end of that skirmish, Henry Munch nearly made it 3-0.
Seitz was so lucky that one did not go in again. As we get another look at this in front of the net. Yeah, hanging out right there, number 26, Montag. Looking to put it through.
So Jefferson shocked here early by the Storm. Yes, Jefferson won the earlier meeting by 3, but it was Chanhassen who outshot Jefferson. Ryan Seitz had to make 38 saves in that game. Or correction, 39 saves. Already 6 shots on goal for the visitors here in the first 5 minutes. Top line out there for Jefferson. Herbert unable to win the draw. Kept alive, Tomka, wrister from distance, misses wide. On the weak side, Evan Miller. Plays it back behind his own net, but Burton is there for Jefferson. Looks over his shoulder for options. Herbert comes to play it back to Tomka. Now it's around to Hatton. That was deflected. Got all the way through, kicked aside by Anderson. Tomka again. Finds Burton, nice drag move. His shot was blocked though. Getters was headed for the rebound. Now plays it back to Tomka. Tomka cross ice, Burton is a little behind him, able to hold the zone though. Benny Getters working down low. Getters gets to the backhand. Tomka fires. That misses wide. Good shift here by the Jaguars. Herbert back to Hatton. His line drive wrist shot also wide. Tomka on the cycle. Over for Getters. Getters looks middle. Getters throws it toward the middle, looking for Herbert. Broken up and cleared by the Storm. Great shift by the Jaguar top line, trying to get some of this momentum back.
Well, they're trying to get it to the one spot where you have to go, and all else fails, just go right to the crease. But again, even better defense by Chanhassen to collapse the net strategy, working out quite nicely for him.
So the Daniels line comes back out for Jefferson. Trying to keep this momentum. Kyle Davis off a face-off win. Plays it down low, Aiden Rasabandith. Touches it across, short angle shot by Daniels, hit the side of the net. And it's held by Blake Wanmacher. Aaron Daniels now. It comes to Davis from deep. That was deflected wide. Daniels on the weak side. And now Wanmacher. Back to the point. Summerness fires. That was blocked as well. And finally, Chanhassen clears the zone. Alex Lunsky up ahead. It's Eulenkamp. Eulenkamp centering pass. Punched away to the corner by Jefferson's Aiden Rasabandith. And now Wanmacher. Crisscrossing with his team changing behind the play. Good energy here from Wanmacher. And just trickles to center. Played back to Samuel Lahl by Tate Noble. As Noble swings and misses, it's played back toward Lahl in the Jaguar zone. Lahl ahead. ahead, pass on target to A.J. Wang, and now Noble in front for Logan Bonney, but he couldn't get the shot off as it's played away from him by Colquitt Baker. The Storm head the other way. Eulenkamp on the right wing this time. Eulenkamp now behind the net. Here comes the freshman. He'll drop it off. It's Montang, and his shot goes harmlessly to the far corner. Nice physical play there by Nick Hatton. Sent to center by the Jaguars, but there to grab it was Jarebi. And now McNeely off the wall, in deep into the Jaguar zone. Just over 9 minutes left first period. Chanhassen already with 2 goals, wanting to make it 3 here. Caden Lee fires right on, saved by Seitz. Wang flips it through neutral. Not far enough for icing. It allows the Jaguars to get a change in. Good flow to this first period. Tomka ties up his man as they wave off icing. Kyle Davis back to play it. Saucers it over, nice catch by Burton. Burton lead pass intended for Getters, hit a Chanhassen Storm player, that's why they wave off this icing. Jefferson on the forecheck, Herbert causing a disruption, and now Burton gets in the way of a breakout pass. Brady Burton at the far circle. Tomka jumps up to keep the puck in the zone. Burton sends it behind the net for Herbert. This line added again. Let the chance rubbed out as Jarebi pries it free and sends it up ahead. Caden Martin, centering pass, broken up by Seitz, who's looking behind him. And the puck frozen somehow on that side of the net. Ryan Seitz, always dangerous moments when you look behind yourself as a goaltender, but that one fortunate to not bounce in.
Considering he didn't have that one in his sights directly, he was able to back it up and make a nice play to stop it from being jammed in. No, those are the goals that you just really hate to give up.
Jefferson's played so well the last few minutes trying to get one of these goals back. That would have been a momentum killer, you're right, Alex, on that last Chanhassen chance. Long pass for Rasabandith. Broken up, recaptured by Aiden. Then ran into more difficulty. You like the effort, though, from number 4. Matthias Bosch sends a D-to-D between him and Colquitt Baker. Bosch to the half wall, bounced high off the wall by Ryan Nicholson. Nicholson ran into Wanmacher, who shoves him back toward the red line as we're past the midway point of this first period. 2 early Chanhassen goals have the Storm out in front. Both goals on the power play. Nice move by Samuel Lahl. Look at Lahl to the backhand. Allows Jefferson to change behind him. A.J. Wang poking at it. This is where Jefferson might have an advantage. The more experienced team against a lot of freshmen and sophomores, but the board battle that time won by the Storm.
Oh, he tried to pull a fast one on him. And Seitz showed him no comprendo, shutting that play down.
Not normally a defenseman, obviously. Nick Hatton rotating back that time, looked pretty solid back there. One of the co-captains, only a junior for Jefferson. Herbert slides it ahead, Getters. Great touch back to Herbert, and now Getters moving in. Toe drag, Getters toward Herbert, and covering it, Anderson. That's when the Jaguar top line can be dangerous. Both Getters and Herbert, really all 3, great hands. You saw it on that last rush. In the blink of an eye, they can counter.
Especially right up the wazoo, going right into the slot. That's where they have found continual offensive success, not just from the circle as mentioned earlier, but this one called icing.
They force another icing call there. Pierce Tomka aggressive at neutral. 6:40 remaining first period. Glider with us on this Saturday night. Our last of 4 games. Trying to get one Jefferson win here today. It's been a struggle for the Jaguars. The girls against Warroad, excuse me. Dropping a pair, not surprisingly, to one of the best teams in all of the state of Minnesota, but Jefferson surprised a bit in the JV game here earlier as we have a penalty coming. A holding call that's going to put Jefferson on the power play, and we talked about the penalty kill struggles for Jefferson at just 56%, but Alex, their power play has been great all year at 29.6. So hopefully they can get one of these two power play Chanhassen goals back right here.
I was exactly about to mention that. Thanks for stealing my thunder, Josh Powers. That's all right.
To the box, Lolden Oldenkamp, one of the rare seniors on this team. Here's Getters. He's been a power play machine, and he scores again.
Making it look easy, and it came from the circle.
5th goal of the year for Benny Getters, and another one on the power play. As that Jaguar power play continues to hum, now at 30% for the year, and number 10's a big reason why.
And again, right off the face-off, watch to the left of your screen. He's just going to casually slide into the circle. What on God's green earth is with people getting open so out in space inside these circles in this game? I tell you, Josh, what's going on?
Well, 3 goals, all coming on the power play. 2 for Chanhassen, 1 for Jefferson. The lead cut in half. Could the Jaguars have another comeback in them against these Chanhassen Storm this year? We thought we'd see some offense in this one, Alex, and they haven't disappointed. Already 3 goals in this game. These teams combined for 7 goals and 73 shots on goal in the earlier matchup. And Benny Getters loves that wing on the power play. He's got a great shot, and that time didn't even need a screen in front of Anderson to get it done.
Didn't have anybody within a 10-foot radius of him, pretty much.
Getters again ahead of the play, drops it off for Hatton. It comes to Summerness at the point. He backhands it to Davis. Down low, Getters. Pass comes through everybody. Summerness keeps it in the zone. Getters working again. Backhand centering pass intended for Herbert, broken up. As Burton tried to poke at it, it was sent to the corner. Emerging there, Joey Parker, one of the goal scorers for the Storm. Nice pass up ahead. It's Nicholson from close range, and Seitz able to freeze that one after the initial save gobbled up the rebound. Good counterattack there from the Storm.
Now let's see how well the Chanhassen Storm keep it into the attacking zone. We're going to reset the face-off.
Chanhassen already with 12 shots on goal in this game. At the point, line drive right onto Seitz. There's shot number 13, Billy McNeely, the freshman. And another offensive zone face-off for Caden Lee. Lee able to win it back to McNeely. His drive whistles wide. Tipped ahead by Rassabandith. McNeely circles back for it though. Plays it past Rassabandith. Latching on is Lee. Lee sends it into Jaguar territory. Henry Munch in a battle with Aaron Daniels, won by Daniels. Kept alive though by Bosch. Now Hatton for Jefferson. Off the wall, past Bosch as it bounces through center. Montag as Jefferson trying to get a quick change in here, and they will. Here's McNeely. Hits the Jaguar line. Sends it around the perimeter, but it's offside with 4:33 remaining in the first period. Jaguar bench, their coaching staff, Mike Terwilliger, Matt Elson, Michael Friedman, Bill Sawyer, the Jaguar quartet of coaches for the varsity. It's liking their response to being down by 2 so far. Here's a pass that makes its way out to Kyle Davis. His shot, didn't miss the top corner by much. Aggressive try by Lal, but Davis back to help support defensively. Risch gets it to Eulenkamp. Here's Gavin Eulenkamp. You see the speed from the freshman. On the backhand, saved by Seitz, who covers the rebound quickly as a diving Lunsky was trying to poke it home.
Well, that's what youth brings, a whole lot of speed, and Chanhassen's done a really good job of turning the tables at center ice and bringing it into the attacking zone with their offensive onslaught. They've had a really nice couple of fast breaks. Last 2 times they've been able to drive the puck into the attacking zone. It's been a challenge for them now on the forecheck.
Face-off won by Herbert. Getters deciding what to do. Great saucer pass to Herbert. Herbert stops at the circle. Better defense though that time by Landon Oldenkamp, excuse me. Brings some experience to that back end. Here's a drive right on by Hatton into the glove of Will Anderson to stop play with 3:38 left in this first period. There's the Chanhassen bench. Jesse Willis, their head coach. Dan Haney, Sam Sather, Steve Delich, the assistants. Played ahead to Nicholson, moving in again on the left side. Watched by Summerness, bounces it off the wall. Getters has it. Couldn't clear the zone, kept alive by Parker. Parker at the top of the zone, waited too long, nearly intercepted by Getters. Seitz pads it away. Herbert heading the other way. His momentum stopped just enough to avoid a possible 2-on-1 rush with Getters. Benny tracks it down in the corner, change behind him. Fighting with Joey Parker. Parker plays it to a teammate. They get it to the blue line and now to center. Nicholson on the catch against Lal. Good work by Lal, just pins him along the wall.
Jefferson also doing a very good job on the back check, pinning Chanhassen to the boards, taking away a lot of those chances.
Daniels on the forecheck, nearly caused a disastrous turnover in front, but Baker survives it and gets it to center. Here's Munch. Ran into Pierce Tomka, tried to leave it for Lee. Good hip check. Aaron Daniels makes his way to center. Lee, though, plays it back to the D. Just over 2 minutes left, first period. Sent in by Camden Martin. Seitz leaves it for Lal, quickly gets back between the pipes. Lal backtracks behind his own net with under 2 minutes to go. Good forecheck by the Storm. Tomka will try the other side. Nope, he sends it back to Lal. Off the wall, still can't clear. Finally, Wanmacher plays it to neutral. But there to corral it, Colquitt Baker. 90 seconds remaining first period. Dumped in at the end of his shift by Montang. Colton Gansky gets rid of it in time. Jefferson plays it into Storm territory. And AJ Wang trying for a turnover. He'll force a face-off at least as Bonnie came over to help him with 1:12 remaining.
As that puck goes over the glass, reminds us why the watch out for flying puck signs are everywhere.
Well, they've got the protective netting back there. Less fans this year, more people watching our stream. Glad you're with us tonight on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Alongside Alex Redding, Josh Powers, and our crew. Kyle Davis able to keep this in, moves toward the circle, centers it for Burton, but it was broken up. Lunsky heads the other way, has Eulenkamp with him. Lunsky pirouettes around Hatton. Lunsky still holds. Now backhands along the wall. Hatton gets there first, though. Behind the net, it's Risch. Risch gets underneath a Herbert check. Tried to center it. Broken up, but it finds its way back to the point as that shot misses wide. Burton tangled up with Jerebi, who holds the zone. Eulenkamp now dishes it back to the point for McNeely. Intercepted by Hatton, but Eulenkamp fires. That was blocked by Herbert.
Denied.
But the puck's still in the Jaguar zone with 20 seconds left in the period. It's Lunsky. Hit along the wall, and now it's Risch. Risch behind the net. Marked by Herbert. Loose puck corralled by Getters, who gets it to center. Gloved and dropped by Davis. Still 5 seconds if Jefferson hurries. Davis outside the circle, drops it back. Burton, last second shot was blocked, and the first period comes to a close. A strong start for Chanhassen, Alex. They scored twice in the first 3 minutes. Jefferson was able to get one of those goals back, but power plays have been critical so far in this game. All 3 goals coming with the man advantage.
Well, certainly, and as we head into intermission, Jefferson really adjusting nicely against Chanhassen, which has been picking up steadily offensively in their attacking zone. Jefferson moving Chanhassen to those boards, making it very difficult for Chanhassen to try and get any kind of chances into the slot or even from the circle. And in fact, all 3 goals tonight, all 3 power plays you've mentioned, Josh, and all goals have come from the circle.
Yeah, strong power plays for both teams. We expected that. Both came in with good numbers and both delivered, but Chanhassen got 2 power plays. Jefferson only had 1. They score on both of them. And the Storm lead Jefferson 2-1 after 1. Second period coming up next. You're watching Jaguar Hockey on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv.
If doctors, nurses, and grocery store clerks can wear a mask for 10 or 12-hour shifts, you can wear a mask for an hour or less when you go to the store. Do your part. Mask up, America.
Hockey Saturday night in Bloomington. Just about ready to drop the puck on period number 2 of our 4th game here today. Chanhassen leads Jefferson 2-1. All 3 goals coming on the power play as the teams combined for 3 for 3 on the man advantage back in the first period. Alongside our crew, alongside Alex Redding, Josh Powers with you on BEC-TV and MNHockey.TV. Chanhassen out shooting Jefferson 15-5 in that first period. A strong start for the Storm, but Jefferson was on the comeback trail, getting that one of the 2 goals back. So we look at the first period highlights, Alex Redding.
All right, let's go for it, Josh. And, you know, this first period was really hot and fiery out of the gate for both of these 2 teams, and Chanhassen getting the first 2 goals of the game on the power play, both coming from the circle.
Here's one of them.
Yep, exactly. Turned and fired.
That was Ben Curtis. Chanhassen not done on the man advantage.
And another fluky bounce there, got by the Jefferson goaltender Seitz.
That was Joey Parker on the second goal. Seitz then came up big.
And of course, Jefferson had a lot of different opportunities on goal, including from the slot as well on the Chanhassen net, but they would not find pay dirt. Until literally right from the face-off, you get a guy open in space, like all alone in the circle, and all he has to do is fire it home on a really good-looking wrister. Nothing much on it, nothing much to it. And it's been the little things, Josh, in this first period that I think both of these teams try and emphasize well. And you also got to talk about the Jefferson play along the boards. They have really done a good job of redirecting this Chanhassen energy, the speed, out to the edge, and it's worked out nicely for Jefferson to kind of keep them contained a little bit as we go into the second period here at the Bloomington Ice Garden. And now, one thing I will say, these teams need to watch the circle, and especially from guys slipping in from the back towards the blue line, and that's going to be, I guess, the focal point for these 2 teams going forward into this period, is that if they're going to limit the goals or even limit, you know, somebody getting it into a spot where they can set up their teammate for a chance, either in front of the net or even into the circle, they have to pay attention to the blue line. Absolutely have to pay attention to the blue line.
Chanhassen hits the ice for the second period. The Storm with a 2-6 record so far this year. Both of their wins coming against Kennedy. Both of those wins against Kennedy by a score of 7-1. Jefferson also has 2 wins against Kennedy. They've also scored 7 against Kennedy twice. So both teams have feasted on the Eagles a little bit this year. Jefferson with a record of 3-5. Their other win came against Chanhassen in the earlier meeting, 5-2. Jefferson also was perfect on the power play in that game. They only had 1 opportunity, but they cashed in on it. En route to that 5-2 win. Good one here developing.
Also, if you're a Jefferson fan, you're probably looking forward to the second period, as this has been Jefferson's period throughout the course of the season. You look at the goal totals that Jefferson has scored this year in the second period alone, coming into tonight's game, a total of 15.
Yeah, you're right. Good catch by you, Alex. 15 of the 28 goals scored by Jefferson this year have come in the second period, including 3 of them against Chanhassen in the first meeting, as Jefferson was able to erase a 2-0 deficit in that game, and they're trying to do the same thing again here tonight against this very young but talented Chanhassen Storm group that doesn't maybe have a star player in the making, but a strong group that if they continue to play together in a couple of years, they'll be juniors and seniors, and then look out.
Especially with all the kinds of speed they are packing, riding on those skates, as we are almost ready to drop the puck in the second period, or to start the second period.
Oldenkamp able to win that draw for Chanhassen as the second period underway here on Rink 1 at historic Bloomington Ice Garden. It's shoveled along the wall to the point for Baker. Not able to hold the line as here comes that top Jaguar line once again. It's Getters. Stops us just inside the line. Got it to Herbert. Centers for Burton. Tipped behind the net by Baker. Burton backhands it along the wall, but it was deflected, and now at center, Camden Martin trying to make his way into Jaguar territory. Baker stops, his shot misses wide on the rebound. It was Martin, had a pretty good look, but just couldn't squeeze it inside the post as Jefferson ices it. Good counterattack there by Chanhassen. Baker, an opportunity there on the far post. Just 5 shots on goal for Jefferson in this game. They had 32 against Chanhassen in the earlier meeting, so averaging more than 10 in that one. That number cut in half through the first period, although it seemed like Jefferson had more chances than 5. There's a long distance shot, misses wide by McNeely. Good hold in by Jarebi. Dug out by Parker. Parker to McNeely, top of the zone, winds, fires, deflected behind the net by Wanmacher. And now Daniels up for Wanmacher, stolen clean by Parker. Parker found Nicholson, his backhanded shot was altered. Hatton ties up Nicholson behind the net as Aaron Daniels finds the loose puck. Daniels for Wanmacher, good catch at center. Wanmacher shovels it ahead for Rassabandit, but that didn't click. And the visitors back the other way, it's Nicholson. Pass across to Evan Miller. Miller sends it down low. First 2 minutes here in the second period. Pierce Tomka tracks it down in the corner. Tomka shovels it along the wall. On the other side, it's Hatton. Hatton carries it himself to center. Poke checked away from the puck, but it finds Gansky. Here's AJ Wang, loose puck. Wang fires, blockered aside by Anderson. Summerness blasts it back into the zone, but only momentarily. As the visitors come back again, it's Lunsky moving in, corralled by Seitz.
That's a great angle by Seitz to get in front of the net. Didn't give him the angle.
The freshman Alex Lunsky with a nice rush. Seitz was able to snare that one though for save number 16. He had 39 against Chan earlier. Summerness thought, well, this has been a good forechecking line led by JT Montang, number 26. He's been bothersome in the forecheck. Davis plays it all the way through, though, wave off icing. His backboard is Nicholas Groff. Groff chased by Wang on the Jaguar forecheck. Summerness side finds a loose puck. Wang deflects it wide. Here's Gansky along the half wall, keeping that pressure on in the Chanhassen zone. Tip to Davis, his shot. Might have missed wide, blockered aside anyway by Anderson.
And there's another shot coming from near the blue line, Josh, again, as that puck is iced. Need to watch out for people sneaking around, hanging out by the blue line. That last shot attempt by Kyle Davis was pretty good looking, but even better blocker save.
Nice shift for that Jaguar third line as now the top liners back out there. Herbert unable to win the draw as Baker bounces it off the glass all the way down. Martin giving chase for Chanhassen. Martin hops over a Jaguar player. Pass off target for Burton.
Little off the mark.
Tracked down by Oldenkamp. Now Hatton back there with Lull defensively. He'll play it ahead to Getters. Redirects into the zone. Probably wanted to get a little bit further in the zone as Bosch plays it back through. Lull now off the wall. Burton's got an opportunity with it. Brady Burton, toe drag, forehand. Couldn't quite get it to the backhand. Lull sends it right into the equipment of Oldenkamp, who will ice the puck. With 4 minutes gone by here in period number 2. Still 2-1, as all 3 goals have been scored via the power play tonight.
Oldenkamp, good defensive positioning to get in front of that.
Daniels, Rastabandith, Wanmacher line out there now. Officials giving instructions on positioning.
Also about wasting time as well.
Rastabandith unable to keep it in. Good stick by Daniels, making Chanhassen backtrack. At center, it's Kyle Davis. Weaving his way. Wanmacher helping him. And now it's Nicholson up ahead. Could not be gloved and dropped cleanly though by Miller, or he was behind the defense. Jarebi holds the line, sends it across to McNeely, D to D. His wrister blocked by Tomka. And here is Tomka. He'll go up the middle, but he saw enough space to make it happen. Dishes it across to Wanmacher. Back for Tomka. It was broken up though, and a nice stick by Jarebi. Then thrown in front for Bonnie. But he was denied by Anderson. Here's Summerness, his shot blocked. Bonnie with a turn and fire. Stick to the corner by Anderson. Bonnie in front, just out of the reach of AJ Wang.
That's great vision by Bonnie, but also great positioning by Wang to realize, hey, I got some space in the slot, I gotta move.
Another nice shift for Jefferson as they force an icing call. Logan Bonnie making plays for Jefferson. One of those Jaguar seniors, and there's quite a bit of them with this group this year. Herbert wins the draw this time to Getters. They'll pound it back down low, Burton. Crisscrosses with Herbert, then got exploded into the wall, and back the other way come the visitors. It's Lunsky. Top of the zone, shot altered by Summerness. Lunsky tracks it down. Now Baker plays it back. Here's Groff. Could not keep it in. Chanhassen needs to clear the zone, and they do. Groff right back in. Played there, though, by Burton. Burton turns, looks up ice. Brady Burton weaving through center. Hits the Chanhassen line and drops it to Getters.
Oh.
His pass across, though, broken up. Look out. Seitz is going to have to play this, and didn't play it extremely well. Was fortunate it wasn't stolen clean by Risch. He'll fire from a tough angle and miss wide. Back on the attack, Lunsky. His backhand is covered by Seitz after juggling the initial save. 19 shots on goal now for Chanhassen as we're nearing the midway point of this one.
I mean, give credit to Jefferson and, you know, the ability to press Chaska, especially, or Chanhassen rather. I know that you were doing that a lot in the last game, but just being able to press the Storm on that edge specifically, and that one's going to go wide. Yeah, I'm surprised it's not 4-1, but then again, I'm not surprised considering how well Jefferson's played along the boards as they are showing right now.
Colquitt Baker behind the net. Still with it, good patience. Drops it off to Bosch. Bosch pinned up along the half wall. Slid across to Baker. His drive from deep misses wide. And Tomka towards center to Wanmacher. Lee sends it back to Baker as we're under 10 minutes left now in the second period. All three goals coming back in the first. Chanhassen came both very early in the first 3+ minutes, both on power plays. Tomka turns it over to Lee, but he couldn't hold the zone. Lee now recaptures at center. Fan on a pass.
Yeah.
At the end of a shift, some tired legs as Lee staggers toward the bench. Colquitt Baker backhands it in front. Seitz leaves that for Gansky. Stolen though by Oldenkamp, but back to center come the Jaguars. It's Colton Gansky, the big man. Harassed from behind and gave up the puck, but it's recaptured by Wang. Wang threw it off the side of the net, but it finds Davis. Davis wrist shot, blocked by Oldenkamp out front. Wang tracks it down to Gansky out front, but he couldn't quite get to the forehand. Wang plays it back to Davis. This line pressuring Chanhassen again. It squirts free though. Joe Jarebi has it. Oldenkamp at neutral. Hits the Jaguar line, flings it in, blocker to side by Ryan Sykes. Oldenkamp now behind the net. Long shift for him. Davis backhands it along the wall, and the Jaguars are back quickly to center. Pounded into the zone by Logan Bonney at the end of the shift as we're more than midway through this hockey game. Still 2-1 Chanhassen. That pass on target, deflected in by Joey Parker, who scored one of those power play goals back in the first. Getters. Pass disrupted at center. Burton tried to poke at it. Nearly got behind the defense. Has Getters out front. Good physical play by Billy McNeely, just a freshman, but did a pretty good job back there. Getters to space. Burton one-timer. Saved by Anderson. Rebound wide. Getters punches it wide.
Oh, we're going to get a possible tripping call here, Josh, right by the net.
Well, the top line was buzzing, and they pay it off with a second power play chance for Jefferson. Getters drew the penalty. He scored the power play goal earlier, and the Jaguars are going right back on the man advantage as McNeely the guilty party. So the Jaguar power play came in at 29.6% already, 1 for 1. Might be a brief shift for the top power play unit here.
Again, Chanhassen's got to watch the Jefferson back in because that's where the last Jefferson power play goal came from. A little somebody got too open in the circle in space.
Here's Davis right on with a rebound in front for Wanmacher, but covering it is Anderson.
And again, there's another shot in the back from space.
And that's where the Jaguar power play is so tough. You got Getters over there who's lethal, so if you rotate over on him too much, you leave an opening up the middle for a chance right there with Davis, and Wanmacher was in front hammering away. Cleared though off the draw by Chanhassen, much needed for them. As 30 seconds gone by on this power play, second of the night for Jefferson. Getters hits the top of the zone. Wants to set it up, gets it to Davis, shovels it over, Burton, Getters, wrister blocked. Tracked down by Getters. Then tried to leave it for Davis, somehow kept it in the zone.
It's a great recovery right there by the blue line.
Burton though makes a mistake. This unit is a little bit tired. They've been out there for well over a minute now. They were out there before the power play started. Burton though gets back to his skates. Back in the zone, Burton waits, Burton over for Wanmacher, and he hit the side of the net with that chance. Davis now in the corner. Roughed up along the wall, they get it over to Burton. Burton, dangerous pass, but got it to Getters. Getters dished it out front, but no one was home, and it's flipped all the way down by the Storm with 30 seconds remaining in the penalty. And back there is Eulenkamp, as he'll smartly circle back to draw more power play time off the clock. Pass intercepted by Burton, who's somehow still out there. The rest of the team has changed. Dumped in by Wang with 10 to go in the power play. That's the Bandits battling with Jarebi. Loose puck to Wang. Power play is over. Here's a drive by Lal, misses wide.
And now the Storm are back to full strength. Power play over.
Wang sent it in front for Rasa Bandit, but it was deflected to the corner. Wang again for Rasa Bandit. Now Haddon's shot. And it does not go in. Or does it? It does not. Somehow did not cross that line.
Can we get another look on that one, please?
We certainly will. Official.
No goal, the net was off.
The net was off as we get
geez.
the explanation. We picked that up on our BEC mic. So that's the reason that this will not count. That did not cross, certainly there.
Yep,
then it did, but it was after the net came free, denying Rasa Bandit the goal. A good look by our crew. and it appeared to be the correct call. Certainly Mike Terwilliger wants an explanation. And I think when he watches the video back, he'll understand. It looked like a good call, Alex. Certainly that first chance did not cross the line. It was swept out. And then by the time Ras the Bandit poked it in, you could see that net coming loose. Unfortunate there for the Jaguars, but well spotted by both our crew and the officials down there, as they saw it the same way, and Chanhassen still out in front.
It's a good job initially to get the stick in there and get the puck out. And even if the net did not come loose, then minus the follow-up shot afterwards, that puck still was not going in for Jefferson.
So the Storm surviving a Jaguar storm. Now they're back the other way. And that wrister by, whoa, as we get a whistle here, Tyler Hansen. That did not miss by much, and the Jaguar net came free.
Stopped a Storm player mid-stroke, was getting ready for a big old roundhouse blast, and then the Jefferson net decides, oh hey, I want to come on board too.
Better period for Jefferson, out shooting Chanhassen in this period, 10-6. Still 2-1, despite all the chances. As you mentioned earlier, Alex, the second period has been Jefferson's strongest, at least in the goal score department this year, with more than 50% of their goals on the year scored in the middle period. Here's Sean Summerness along the perimeter to Burton. Backhands it off the wall, looking for Herbert. It was kept into the zone, apparently there by Oldenkamp. And now Summerness. Breakout pass broken up on a good stick by Martin, but Herbert recovers to Burton. Getters is free, but instead it's Pierce Tomka. Tomka to space, crisscrosses with Getters! And it's a blocker save for Anderson. Getters with that lethal wrist shot. Surprised and handcuffed Anderson a bit, but he made the save. 4 minutes remaining, second period. That gets by Tomka. Hatton recovers in his own zone, hounded though by Joey Parker.
And again, you can see the speed from these Chanhassen players.
Here's Nicholson. Tomka pokes at it. Drop back pass. Nicholson point blank. Denied by Seitz, and the rebound scooped up by Burton. Here's Nicholson using that big frame to ward off Brett Herbert. Gloved and dropped by Tomka, who had his stick slashed, and where is the penalty? Here it comes. It was a late call, but I don't know how you don't call a penalty on Chanhassen when Pierce Tomka's stick gets slashed out of his grasp, and Jefferson's going to get power play number 3.
Well, and after the infraction, too, just kind of was standing around waiting for the call. It's like, all right, are you going to blow the whistle or what?
And the far official furthest away from the play made the call. So power play number 3 for Jefferson, 1 for 2 tonight. And an excellent chance to tie it here late in the second period. Draw 1 though by Chanhassen. It's Baker off the wall and all the way down. Logan Bonney for Jefferson. Pass from Daniels to Wang, not received cleanly, and Chanhassen clears for the second time. Nick Hatton drops it off to Lal. Lal hits the Chanhassen line. Poked away by Baker, has a chance to clear, but didn't get a lot on it. Eulenkamp, though, will send it through center. Hatton being hounded at from behind by Jake Risch. As we're midway through this power play, Jefferson changing as they get their top power play attackers out there for this final minute. It's Brett Herbert off a hat trick last Saturday. He'll stop at the circle, and it's Burton. Burton across for Getters. Ooh. Misplayed it a bit, but got it back to Davis. Burton, cross ice Getters. In front, looking for a deflection from Wanmacher, but it missed wide. Wanmacher now tracks it down near the corner. Along the wall to Burton. who has plenty of time to play it back to Davis. Davis from distance with Wanmacher in front, but it never got all the way through and cleared by Chan. Seitz plays it around the wall, 20 to go in the power play. Nice touch pass here, Davis with Blake Wanmacher. He'll stop to set it up maybe for a final chance on this power play with 10 to go. Wanmacher for Brady Burton. It's Davis, Getters, one-timer! Rifles it wide. Power play over, Burton fires, patted away. Over to Herbert, back to Burton. Getters, Burton, pass a little behind him. He's able to play it over to Getters, but instead it was intercepted by Anderson, who holds, as we're down to 1:08 remaining in the second period.
Gotta like Jefferson teasing the slot, trying to coax the defense to loosen up a little bit down there with a little in and out passing. Good job by Chanhassen not biting too much.
It was good puck movement by Jefferson, but they never did get a great look on the power play there. Final minute of the period. Chanhassen still leading. Daniels slips, got it over to AJ Wang, who's double teamed along the glass. Here's McNeely. Drops it off. Martin to center. Miscommunication there at neutral with Jarebi and Hansen, and Jefferson back the other way until it was poked away from Herbert. Jarebi with 20 to go in the period. Tomka intercepts at center, but Jefferson still was in the zone. They retouch up, and Oldenkamp roofs it off the rafters. Final face-off here for the second period. A lot of chances. No goals yet in this period. Chanhassen continues to lead.
Well, credit their defense and the strong goaltending in that. I mean, that's been the reason why they've kept Jefferson off the board. Especially down into that slot. Chanhassen has done a good job of taking that away from Jefferson more often than not.
It's Chanhassen who leads through two periods. As the teams go scoreless in the second period, Jefferson outshot Chanhassen in that period 12-7, but couldn't get one by junior goaltender Will Anderson, as Alex, the Storm continue to lead in this game by a goal.
They most certainly do, and you know, in having survived Jefferson's best well-played period throughout the course of the season, I know I mentioned earlier that Jefferson's 15 second period goals this season coming into tonight would have any team like Chanhassen concerned, but then again, if you're Jefferson, that was also Chanhassen's period to get hot as well. They've had 12 goals in the second period, but no mas from either as we go on to the second intermission, and well, now it's going to come down to the wire.
Should be a good finish here to round out our coverage today, our fourth game on our Hockey Saturday in Bloomington. Chanhassen leads Jefferson 2-1 after 2 as you're watching Jaguar Hockey on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Back for the third period here inside the Bloomington Ice Garden. 2-1 Chanhassen leads Jefferson in a close one. Should be a great finish here in the final period of our coverage. Hope you've enjoyed Hockey Saturday in Bloomington alongside our BEC-TV crew and alongside Alex Redding. This is Josh Powers on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. All three goals coming way back in the first period, all three on the power play.
And all three from the circle, might I mention too, and all three were from somebody sliding away, either coming alongside the boards into the circle or from the back end, and that's been the primary focal point these two teams have had to pay attention to as to try and limit scoring opportunities.
Let's take a look at the second period highlights. A period that featured 19 shots on goal, but no goals that counted. One went into the back of the net, but it was disallowed. We'll see that coming up. Much better period, I thought, for Jefferson in period 2 than in the first period, outshooting Chan 12-7.
Now Jefferson offensively really hammering that slot nicely. Chanhassen also trying to work out of Jefferson's tough play along the edge. You can see Jefferson continuing to bring that onslaught into the slot area. And that shot was the one that almost went in for Jefferson, but the play was whistled dead because the net came off its moorings on the follow-up shot attempt.
That was Aiden Rassabandith who would have scored to tie it for Jefferson, but correctly disallowed. A good look by our BEC-TV crew. Again, if you're watching the MNHockey.tv feed, we are covering tonight's game on BEC-TV. You can head on over to BEC-TV.org, where you'll be able to stream with our live video replays and multiple camera angles as the teams, or at least one team, has come out for the third period. Chanhassen trying for its third win of the year, and even the season series with Jefferson, who beat them 5-2 back in January, and Jaguars now have hit the ice.
Chanhassen also trying to beat Jefferson's varsity squad for the first time since 2016. When I was at Kennedy High School in my academic career, it's been that long, but Chanhassen is one period away from snapping that unfortunate losing streak against Jefferson. We'll see if they can get it done.
So 17 more minutes of hockey at least. Who knows? They do still play overtime at the varsity level this year. Jefferson will hit the road this week for a pair of games against Hopkins and Delano, Thursday and Saturday. Their upcoming schedule for Jefferson. They came back against Chanhassen earlier this year. They trailed 2-0, won it 5-2. But in that game, they were ahead 3-2 going into the third. Now they're behind 2-1. Should be an entertaining third period.
Also another thing to mention, Josh, too, both teams scoring-wise are very similar in the third period. Chanhassen has 7 total goals in the third period coming into tonight's game, with Jefferson one more than them at a total of 8.
Right off the draw, a huge hit by Samuel Lahl of Jefferson. Might set the tone for this third period. Let's see what kind of energy Jefferson starts this period out with. Trailing by a goal. Wild carry him back to center. Finally settled there by Bosch as he sends it off the wall for icing. A half minute into period number 3. Top line over the wall and onto the ice for Jefferson. With 17 shots on goal compared to 22 for the visitors. Game a little bit more closer to the vest than the first meeting, when the teams combined for 73 shots on goal. So it looks to be a little bit lower of a total unless it explodes here in the third. Nick Hatton sends it into enemy territory. It's the freshman, McNeely, sidesteps a check. Getters pitchforks it along the wall to Tomka. Now it's Evan Miller for Chanhassen. Got by the forecheck and got it to Joey Parker. Parker between the circles, fires, Seitz gives up the rebound. Nicholson had a chance at it. It goes over the net and played by Burton for Jefferson. Burton too far for Herbert, excuse me.
You are excused, Josh.
Miller deflects, and here is Hatton. Burton juggles, hits the Chan line. He's with Gansky. Woo. Nifty stick handling by Burton, finally separated from the puck.
There's a tripping call.
Delayed offside for Jefferson, no trip. Still 5-on-5. Bonnie, his shot from deep. Stick to the corner by Anderson. A.J. Wang now. Off the wall, Summerness a drive from deep into the glove of Anderson.
That last collision, I thought for a second it was a trip, but
just happened to be right at the blue line. Good physical play there by Chanhassen. Gansky wins the draw. Wang touches it back to Summerness, so he didn't get much of that one-timer. Pried free by Ben Curtis, who scored way back in the first period. Seems like a long time ago to open the scoring.
Whoa.
A.J. Wang on the half wall.
Jefferson had a possible opportunity in front.
Back in his own zone, Tyler Hansen. Gets past Wanmacher at center, dumps it in. First 2.5 minutes here in period number 3. It's been tight throughout. Kyle Davis negotiating through neutral. 3-on-2, wrister! Patted away, it was Rasabandith with a nice line drive shot, but Will Anderson now up to 19 saves.
That's a great pass to set up Rasabandith in the slot.
Turnover by Jefferson, but they get it right back. Chan fortunate there as Aaron Daniels was shoved down. Here's Wanmacher in for a look with Rasabandith. Stolen by Aiden, back to Daniels. His shot deflects to the corner. Wanmacher is down there, tied up though by Baker. Now Rasabandith tried to center for Daniels. Broken up by the Storm as they head up the right side of the ice. It's Munch. And now back at center. D-to-D pass over to Baker. Colquitt Baker dumps it into Jaguar territory. Almost 4 minutes gone by here in the third. Good forecheck here, combining on it Munch along with Risch, but it's Jefferson emerging. Colton Gansky, Herbert had a steam. And Getters tried to feed Tomka. Pass was deflected. Jefferson has to touch up on side, so they'll play it back to Lal defensively. No real good looks yet for Jefferson in period number 3, 4+ minutes in. Top line out there at the tail end of a shift. Herbert back for Tomka. Herbert in the corner. Getters, Tomka, wrister, blockered aside again by Anderson. Getters pries it free, has Burton out front, instead poked to the corner. Getters tries to split defenders, Burton swings at it and misses. And it trickles back to center for Sean Summerness. Getters back for Summerness, broken up, Getters reclaims, gets it to Summerness, fans on the wrist shot.
No, just take your time setting up.
Eulenkamp fights off a check and throws it out front. Almost got between sights, but he hangs on with 11:57 remaining in regulation.
Let's take another look here at the replay. Seitz very fortunate to make this save because there was help coming from behind. Looking to put in any rebounding pucks.
That sequence has really been the story of the game. Jefferson, for the vast majority of this game, has owned more zone time than the visitors, but it's been the counterattack of Chanhassen that has created some dangerous opportunities for them.
And both of their goals coming on the power play, as already previously mentioned, and both from the circle.
Here's Parker, stolen by A.J. Wang. Slides it into the zone. Logan Bonney giving chase. Wang now. Gansky from deep, that was redirected to the corner. And the pass from Bonney intercepted by Evan Miller. Here comes Miller left side. Firing it from beyond the blue line. Seitz waited until Tomka was near him and then left it for him. Takes a bad carom off the wall. Seitz has to freeze it with 11:03 remaining.
Speaking of freeze, I don't know about you, but it is wicked cold inside. Colder than it normally is. And of course,
Well,
to those of you that are
colder than it normally is outside, so it's a trickle-down effect inside the ice garden here tonight, but certainly glad you're with us, rounding out our day of coverage here on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. Jefferson trying for the comeback win.
And hope you guys are staying warm wherever you are.
Daniels bothersome on the forecheck. It's Wanmacher, but couldn't get to the backhand. And Chanhassen will ice it with 10:34 remaining in this third period. Shots on goal in the period, 3-2 so far in favor of Jefferson. Chanhassen hasn't had a lot of tight games. Their 2 wins have been in blowout fashion and haven't had closer than a 2-goal loss. So really maybe for the first time all year, especially playing with a lead, a tight lead here in the third period. We'll see how they perform down the stretch. This young group, their top 8 scorers, all freshmen and sophomores. We'll see how they handle the pressure from the more experienced juniors and seniors of Jefferson here in the final 10 minutes.
Well, they've been hanging with them nicely, not just in this third period so far, I mean really throughout the game. And it's been those quick plays that they've been able to strike so well at.
Remember, Jefferson, after giving up those 2 early power play chances in the first 3 minutes, they have not gone on the penalty kill in the rest of this game.
And if you're Coach Terwilliger, I mean, this is exactly what you want to see. Considering the level of physicality and how well that Jefferson's played the edge, definitely hoping for no more penalties. Neither team can afford to take a penalty in this instance, of course, especially Jefferson, because that speed of Chanhassen has really been getting to him.
Here's a steal by Brady Burton at center. Got it over to Getters in front for Herbert, but he was being harassed from behind. Penalty coming, though, on Chanhassen. It's going to be a hold on Herbert, who was open in front. Here he is in the corner. Extra skater out there now for Jefferson. It's way in front. Loose puck escapes the reach of Getters. And Chanhassen touches it up to force the whistle. Remember, all they needed to do was touch the puck, and now power play number 4 upcoming for Jefferson, but it wasn't before this dangerous moment.
And Jefferson had the extra attacker. Keep in mind, Seitz had to go to the bench. Really had to hustle to try and get that extra attacker to put it in, but not quite able to do so. But let's see if they get done here on the power play as we take a look at Colquitt Baker inside that penalty box.
He was the player tied up Herbert in front, so now a huge power play for Jefferson. Their 4th of the night. Top group out there. They are onto that pass over to Getters as that was tipped to center by Evan Miller and then played the rest of the way down.
Good awareness up top by Chanhassen defensively on that last stint.
Baker hurries it up ahead. Around a hip check. Down there with Wanmacher. Trying to prevent an early clear, and they do. Burton holds. Getters back for Burton.
Whoa.
Fans on the one-timer, and Chanhassen takes advantage. Dangerous pass intercepted by Nicholson, but didn't have enough angle on it. Seitz a little too nonchalant with that play out front. Not a bad pass by Jefferson, a little disjointed right here. Eulenkamp keeps the pressure on. Inside a minute remaining of power play time.
Oh, again.
Midway through the third period, Getter's struggling now. See if they keep this group out there for the final 40 seconds. Herbert. If he fell, that would have probably been a tripping penalty as he slides that one just wide. Brett Herbert making things happen. Jefferson will change now with 20 to go in the penalty. It's Nick Hatton. Sends it into the corner for Burton. He couldn't locate the puck though, and it's a free clear here for Chanhassen. Jaguars were not onside. Penalty to Baker is over. Jefferson now 1 for 4 in the power play as we near the 7-minute mark remaining. Nick Hatton snaps one off, well high. Rebound to Wang. Wang heads behind the net. Here's Hatton with plenty of time. Fires right into the breadbasket though of Will Anderson, who holds with 6:57 remaining. Both teams with the timeout available as we head down the stretch. Daniels not able to win that draw. Instead, it's Nicholson. Ahead, Miller, penalty coming on Jefferson as it's rifled over the top of the net by Parker. And for the third time, Chanhassen is going to go on the power play, but for the first time since the opening 3 minutes of the game is Sean Summerness guilty of a hook at not the right time if you're Jefferson. So the Storm 2 for 2 on the power play could make things really tough on the Jaguars now with the goal. Jerebi rifles one right on sights. Made no mistake there with Tyler Hansen just waiting for that puck to drop. This is the group that scored the first power play. Curtis from that side of the ice, playing catch with Jerebi, now over to Eulenkamp. Curtis winds and fires again from that spot. Seitz gets a piece of it to the corner.
Jefferson defensively trying to take away the slot area from Chanhassen. So far, worked pretty good.
Herbert able to force it to neutral. Back on the attack, Hansen, but not for long. Davis plays it back to center. Brady Burton watching intently with 6 minutes to play. Couldn't get in the way of that pass. It's Jerebi, left side. He'll head behind the net, deflected puck toward the half wall. Hansen though, with some space. Top of the zone, Jerebi winds and fires, but slipped on the way down, and the shot predictably off target. Eulenkamp wrapped up by Hatton. To the loose puck comes Risch. Jerebi's been out there for the entirety of the power play so far. Risch from the circle, that's blocked. Eulenkamp fires, Seitz makes the save, and the rebound cleared up by Hatton, who fires it all the way down. And that'll have to be covered because Benny Getters was hustling quickly. So Jefferson gets a face-off on the penalty kill with 5:13 remaining in regulation. .28 to go in the penalty to Sean Summerness. Do we have a timeout? I thought the official signaled for one, but apparently not. Face-off won by the visitors. It's Munch up the right side. He'll send it off the wall behind the net, and unable to hold the zone with the kick save was Baker. Baker gets around Ras Sabandith. 5 seconds until Summerness is able to come out of the box. Jaguars now full strength. Chanhassen 2 for 3 on the power play. Lee got it down low. Pass, nice stick there by Aaron Daniels. That could have been a nice, juicy opportunity for the Storm.
That's a great read.
Daniels pries it free, got it to Wanmacher, and now Rassabanda 2-on-2 with Wanmacher. He sends it on net looking for a rebound, but it's steered to the corner. Just over 4 minutes remaining. We'll start to keep our eye on Ryan's sights as Jefferson eventually will pull him for the extra attacker. Davis plays it back to Tomka. Tomka at neutral. Check from behind by Lee, and the loose puck comes to Davis with under 4 minutes to play. Aaron Daniels hits the Chanhassen line. Snaps one off, saved by Anderson. Long rebound, but it's out of the reach of Getters. Davis will fire again, and this time no rebound given up. Anderson will glove and hold with 3:38 remaining. Can the Jaguars find some late dramatics?
I mean, at this point, if you're Jefferson, you have to find ways to get it like deep into the slot.
Getters, shot deflects wide.
Out
Out front, Herbert, Summerness. Return pass from Herbert, stolen, and played back through center.
Chanhassen's done a really good job of taking away the top, and now it's going to be interesting to see whether or not Jefferson is able to exploit the slot area in deep towards the crease.
Brady Burton weaving his way, but couldn't complete the play. And Hansen high off the wall with 3 minutes to play. Tomka off the wall. Reclaims it, dishes it to Burton. Across for Getters. Getters with a head of steam. Getters moving in, and it hits off the post. Jefferson, oh so close to evening it up with under 3 minutes to play.
Wait a minute.
So whistle. And the net ajar, I believe. Another look at that great chance a moment ago from Benny Getters.
There was a goal similar to this in the JV game that also hit off the post.
My goodness, how close Jefferson right there. Jefferson uses the timeout. They have a neutral ice face-off. So you're less likely to pull sights before the draw. But certainly if Jefferson can win that draw, get it into the Chan zone, I think you will see sights head to the bench. There's Mike Terwilliger and company. We've had some drama the last 3 Saturday nights here on BEC-TV. The girls' Jaguar game against Simley ended in a 2-2 tie with Jefferson scoring with no time left. The disallowed goal wiped it away. And then last Saturday, more drama for the girls. They forced a tie with a late goal of their own against Hopkins St. Louis Park, and now Jefferson, the boys this time trailing again as we head for another photo finish here on Hockey Saturday Night in Bloomington. Some anxious parents hoping the Jaguars can find a late one. Chanhassen still with the timeout available for them if they indeed need it at some point. Sights will, let's see, started to head toward the net, and he'll remain in the game here for this neutralized face-off. I think you're going to see, though, if Aaron Daniels can win this draw, Jefferson gets it in, he will head to the bench. They do win the draw, back to Davis. Here's Lal. He'll play it in. Sight stays between the pipes for now with 2.5 minutes remaining. Nicholson. Lal deep on the forecheck. Wanmacher supports. A chance for Parker. He couldn't clear. Now Baker. He'll slide it the other way. Sight still in net. Now won't get a chance to come out as carrying it to center Parker. Slides it over to Baker with 2 minutes to play. Baker at the circle, fires right on, and Seitz has to cover with 1:56 to go, and now things getting rough.
Oh yeah, look at this.
Parker and Aaron Daniels are both gonna go, it would appear.
Now it's not a hockey game until you have a fight break out. This game has definitely been very chippy, to say the least. And that fight is definitely the exclamation point on a night that has been very physical indeed.
The officials doing a good job of separating those two immediately before one of those swings connected. Face off won by Chanhassen, deflected by Hatton behind the net. 1:49 remaining. Chanhassen trying to hold on. They scored 2 times in the first 4 minutes of the game.
Somebody lost their hardware as the save is made in front by Seitz.
Ryan Seitz now up to 27 saves. Chanhassen doesn't need to use the timeout yet. Jefferson right now needs to get it into the Chanhassen zone. Try to get the extra attacker on. Burton's pass intercepted. It's Risch. Hatton will try the other side. Pass off target, but Jarebi played it. Back in his own zone, 1:20 to go. Seitz now starting to head to the bench, but can't.
Making a break for it. Now he's going back into the net.
As they clear the zone, now back in the zone. Seitz to the bench for the extra attacker as the Jaguar net empty. Herbert. Shot saved by Anderson. Rebound chance, misses high and wide by Burton. 1 minute to play. The Jaguars trying to equalize late. It's Hatton, wrists one off. Rebound given up, it's Herbert, but his shot blocked and sent the other way. That'll just miss the net, icing the call with 47.2 to go.
Olenkamp with a great play, slashing in front of the net to try and make it more difficult for that second chance attempt on that last Jefferson offensive pressure.
Jaguar top line stays out there. Empty net behind them. Jefferson wins the draw. It's Getters to Wanmacher, whose shot misses wide. Picked up by Herbert. Herbert to Hatton. He fires. That was deflected. Getters now with a half minute to play. Looking out front, instead Wanmacher. Tried to play it off the back of the net, taken there by Chanhassen. A chance to clear, and that'll go all the way down. It was touched by Jefferson, so no icing.
Oh no!
Here's Burton with 14 seconds. 3-on-3, Brady Burton. Tried to get to the forehand, rubbed out on a nice play by Baker. 5 seconds as this goes all the way down. It'll be icing, but we're down to just 1.9 remaining. Jefferson will have one final chance, but not a lot of time to get it done. Remember, the puck has, as we saw 2 weeks ago, the puck has to get all the way in the back of the net before triple zeros.
It has to completely cross that goal line too.
So Herbert will take the draw. Will probably try to win it toward the net. Instead, plays it back. A chance for Getters, and or for Burton. It doesn't get through. And Chanhassen hangs on. And boy, wouldn't the Jaguars like to have the first 4 minutes of this game back. Both Storm goals scored on the power play in the first 4 minutes. And that was enough for Chanhassen tonight. They survived that frantic finish by the Jaguars and win this one 2-1, Alex Redding.
They most certainly did play a very good game, Josh, indeed, and they took away the slot. That's what allowed their offense to come back and use that speed to their advantage. And this young Chanhassen Storm Punch has accomplished a lot in tonight's game. They have beaten Jefferson for the first time since 2016. Very well done. And again, really taking away that slot defensively and also kind of pressuring Jefferson up top made them very uncomfortable. In addition to that speed, when they were able to get the puck and break away and try and get some shots on net, it ended up very well for them, and just a very good adjustment by Chanhassen overall. And again, those power play goals, very key in the first 5 minutes of the game, really set the tone. And Josh, your final thoughts on this one?
Chanhassen did just enough. Jefferson gave it all they could in the second and third period, but Chanhassen growing up a little bit, this young team tonight, able to hang on for a 2-1 win to split the season series at 1 apiece. Chanhassen now moves to 3-6. Jefferson falls to 3-7. I hope you enjoyed this day of coverage of Jaguar hockey on BEC-TV and MNHockey.tv. For our entire crew, for Alex Redding, this is Josh Powers saying good night from the Bloomington Ice Garden.